everyone. Izabella Ritz on Amazon Made Simple podcast. It's been a while. We've been doing such a valuable episodes when we are talking about acquisitions, right? And you heard so many things are happening lately, like Trasho is laying people off and filing the bankruptcy. People are scared and nobody knows what is going to be next. Are we still acquiring and selling businesses? Are we in a hole, or we actually still have a lot of opportunities? So today we are going to learn how to acquire and how to sell your businesses correctly without making some slips and flops and making some terrible mistakes. And I have today Israel Shushan, and he's talking to us today from Tel Aviv. Israel, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Isabella. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Of course, listen, your topic is so awesome and amazing. So, because all these very horror things are happening today, can you please tell us more? Where should we be aware, and what is the primarily goal we're chasing today when we are acquiring business that is based on e-commerce slash Amazon?
Yeah, amazing. It's as you said, it's in there are many horror stories out there. A lot of people laying off workers and even filing bankruptcy or just having restructuring completely their strategy in acquiring businesses. Okay. So when we're talking about acquiring business, we need to make sure that we know what we're going through. Okay. So there is acquiring a business, and there are few types and few levels of acquiring an Amazon business. Okay, so we either talking about acquiring an entire business, an entire brand, which have workers, have offices, brand registry, products, manufacturing, and supply chain uh, up and going, and you want to acquire this entire business. Okay, so there are many aspects that we want to look at such a business, and of course it requires to have a very detailed and dive deep due diligence about the business, about who manage, about who run it, about the entire history of the brand. That we want to make sure that we have a clear picture about everything. But then you have another level of brand and business acquisition when we're talking about only a trademark without a running, we're not profitable business, which is some people that have a hard time on Amazon. They just want step off and they want to try to recover some of their investments because they're not really having some good revenue and things are not going as they expected. And another level is that when we're talking about acquiring only an Amazon store, okay, Amazon store doesn't really have intellectual property value, okay. It's not a trademark, it's just a store. Just going, it's like going and buying a brick and mortar store. So in such case, it's complete different level. However, what gives a value to such a store, and that's why people want are interested in this, is because of the store and the algorithm and the contract that a seller and a store have with Amazon can give a specific value to their business. Okay, so if let's say I want to start a new business on Amazon, instead of having my own store, opening my own store, I can acquire an established Amazon store, and it can give many benefits to my new journey on Amazon. Let's say we're talking about a new private label that I want to launch. I will be in a better position if I acquire and I start and launch my brand from an established store rather than opening a brand new store. Okay, so that's like few levels of
And if we're
acquiring an
acquiring
Amazon
the
business.
store, to if we're acquiring just the store, what are the main criterias for those stores to be acquired, and at what numbers, what will be the fair offer for those stores? If, for example, somebody is telling you, okay, I have private label products without trademark, as you mentioned, I have $50,000 a year in revenue, my profit is 30% from this revenue, what will be the value of this account?
Okay. So first of all, some of the criteria that you mentioned, and very often people come with the same question, like I have products I'm selling, I have a certain amount of revenue a year, and based on this, I'm expecting to have a specific offer. Okay. However, some of these criteria are not relevant for an Amazon store when we are talking about auditing and giving value to an Amazon store. When you come to me with your store, Isabella, I want to know how many years the store has been running. Did they have any suspension, any policy violations? Because if I take over that account, I want to make sure that Amazon look at me in a good way. They don't want to think that they have a bad history back and bad behaviors or account health issues. That's something very important that I'm going to look at. Okay, also the amount of sales that the account did, the amount of seller feedback that your store have. Okay, all these things are technically, when you go down deep Amazon, you realize that the Amazon algorithm, the buy box algorithm, take all this in consideration. Okay, so I want to make sure that you have big amount ratio of feedback, sell feedback, compared to your amount of sales. Okay.
And
So
what is the ratio supposed to be?
today a good ratio of amount of sales versus amount of feedback, it's 2% of sold units. I want to see that you sold, let's say, 10,000 feedback, 10,000 products. I want to see at least 200 feedback on your store. Okay,
Okay.
and that's something that that if the rank is four stars, 5 stars of seller feedback, it's also an important, because very often a lot of people sold millions, but they have a lot of complaints. So again, it gives a serious impact to your performance, serious impact to your account history. So we want to make sure that all these are clear and in good condition. Now, if you come to me, so we take all this in consideration, and we can give an offer, and of course the transition of the account is also something very important that we need to take in consideration. I want to make sure that I buy an account from you, that you really own it, and there is no people behind it. You're not a middle person. You acquire, or you register this account in a proper way, the way that Amazon expects. Okay, sometimes things seems to be very nice, but one day when Amazon start having issues, or they're diving deep into your identity and your personality, the legal entity behind the account, they see some issues, and this can come back to you or to me in not in a bad way. So we want to make sure also that when we're acquiring a Style Essential account, we want to make sure that we deal with the right people, and the person who actually is the owner doesn't have any bad history with Amazon and stuff like this.
Okay, it does make sense. So, considering that everything is clean and clear, and seller has this 2% of the feedbacks, and we have the opportunity to sell the account because everything is appropriate, how many access, or what's supposed to be a value, like where, like what is the number evaluation is coming into your head when, or like what our listeners supposed to be based at when they're just thinking, should I sell my account that is making $10,000 a year in profit, for example? Because usually those type of people, they want to sell it because they don't want to deal with this, to people that know what to do with the business and how to flip it and how to make it more valuable. So what numbers people are looking at?
Okay. So I can give you some specific numbers. However, we need to take in consideration like any other business model, any other yeah, business evaluation models is that the price goes based on the demand and the demand that you have in the market. Okay, how much demand you have and how much offering, how much availability of them you have in the market. So I can tell you something today, but tomorrow it can change because suddenly this specific account have less or more value. Okay, but let's talk about numbers, and I do want to mention that it is important criteria to look what did you sold, which products, which categories you sold. Okay, because when I acquire an account, I want to make sure that you are in the category that I'm willing to deal with. Okay, so it is another thing to consider.
Let's say it's home and kitchen.
Okay, so home and kitchen account sold since 2020, which we're talking about 4 years old account. Uh, sold 5,000 units a year. 4 years, we have 20,000. We're expecting to have between 350 to 400, 450 feedback on the account. Such account usually is being acquired for um, $7,000, maybe more, maybe a little bit less, but it depends. Sometimes sometime people come with an account 2 years older than this one, and it can get better because the older the account is more grandfather than and can have some other benefits or longer relationship with Amazon, so there is better
So you're
trust in
treating
him.
these businesses as accounts, not as ongoing business. So if this account is making 10,000 in profit per year, you still will not value this account as a business because it doesn't have a trademark and anything more valuable, correct?
No, but also yes, but think about it. I'm not gonna do $10,000 when I'm gonna acquire the account. Okay, I'm not gonna do this because I'm not gonna buy his listing. I'm not gonna buy more inventory from his supplier or from his manufacturer, whatever he got it from.
Okay. So,
Okay,
but the question is initially if we are talking about acquiring business and not acquiring the account. So, if
okay,
we're talking about acquiring Amazon business because somebody made it work and they want to sell the model, and like as you mentioned, if this account doesn't have trademark but this account still have sales and sales are ongoing, so sales are still happening, so how people supposed to treat this account based on the numbers?
okay. So your question is very very relevant because it, I mean it's relevant because you do have income and you do have profit. So you're talking about I'm gonna come to you. I'm gonna buy a business. I'm gonna continue running the inventory from my manufacturer and do let's say $10,000 profits a year.
Right.
Okay. So this of course it has a value today in the market. We're talking about 2.5 or 3 or multiple 3 or 2.5. Okay, but this type of business it's more risky. You're not buying an intellectual property. Okay, there is nothing guaranteed that tomorrow somebody shuts your listing down, or any IP issues that you don't have it. You're going home with nothing. You don't have anything tangible, anything that you can hold. Okay, so the risks are higher, and people are not really paying multiple 300. So let's say we can talk about 1 year multiple 1.5, but maximum, because um, people will not invest too much in such a thing. There is no demand. Why would I buy something that, okay, I'm doing a certain amount profit a year, but it's not stable, and nothing can guarantee that I'm going to do anything with it. Now, if we're talking about small businesses, so it doesn't seem to be a big deal. Okay, you can invest a $10,000, $20,000, and you're gonna recover it within a certain amount of time. But when we're going about big numbers, 500,000, $1 million business like this,
Hello,
people.
everyone. Izabella Ritz and Amazon Made Simple. I want to make sure you're getting the biggest value as possible from my podcast and from every single video I put out there. Please make sure to subscribe to my newsletter that I am posting the link below this video, and you'll be always up to date with the product research, validation, and development. It's completely free, promotion free, pure value forever and ever.
People will not put too much money into it because it's too much risky. It's like buying air. Okay, it's like doing online arbitrage. A lot of people coming here talking to me. They tell me we want to invest in this type of business, online arbitrage, different type of drop shipping. But all these type of businesses, when something happens, when Amazon shuts you down for any type of reason, any violation that comes up to your inventory, to your account, you find yourself with nothing. Okay, so and this is why this type of businesses are not really hot deals in the market these days, and never have been, because
So,
there
for
is no
example,
something stable.
if this account, let's just move to the example number two, when you mentioned that we can have account that is stored with the trademark. So now we have some type of the guarantees that we can keep running this business, and this business is going to work for the new seller, for the new owner. And now, if we're selling this business model with the revenue, with the trademark, with the inventory, now you have guarantees that you still can run this business after the owner will leave. So, what will be value in this case?
Okay, so well, the way I see it and the way I consider such a business, it's like a brick and mortar business. Okay, it's like going to the mall and having a store at the mall that you own with people that knows you. You have brand awareness, you have traffic, and you have a running business. That's a big difference. It's a different perspective of business. So when I have a trademark, if Amazon, I don't know, like Amazon shut down the entire business, you can go and have your running business on Walmart, or you can have open a store in your neighborhood or something like that. You understand? But that's how we look uh, on intellectual property asset. We when a seller, when a business has his own trademark, his own mailing list, his own customers, his own audience, that's asset. It's a digital asset. It's not a real estate asset, but that thing can generate revenue, whether it's on Amazon, whether it's outside Amazon. This is why a few years ago, there have been these big ongoing things about people acquiring business, because for them, uh, they actually have a running business, something that generates income and money. The fact that these models of Thrasio and all the aggregators is having a hard time is because it's almost impossible to run too many businesses. You know very well, Isabella, how difficult it is to run a private label that you really care about the product and you fight to keep it up and running. So if you're gonna acquire and you want to manage 20, 30 business like this, it's very difficult, and that's what happened to these big players. But a private label, it's something very successful if you do it correctly. These people had operational issues. Okay, it's not like because these giant companies are shutting down and laying off workers, it means that Amazon private label method is wrong, and it's uh, it's dreams that people are selling. It's not the case. Running a private label business can be very profitable. It's not easy. It's very difficult, and their method of acquiring many businesses and running them at the same time, that was wrong. Back in the time when in 2019, when I started here, all these aggregators acquiring businesses, and when I've been building my own brand, and I saw how much money and how much work it requires, I was like, how the heck they are planning to do it? How the heck you can acquire 40 brands? I remember when Thrasio and all these companies announced that they acquire 40 brands. For me, it was like it's impossible. I'm trying to run one brand and keep it successful, and I see how much me as a brand owner I need to be involved. There is no way that somebody gonna be involved in 40 brands at the same time. And then I started to believe, yes, it's possible because they did it big time, but it was a bubble. And we can see that these days we can see that they are having really hard time. A lot of people have closed or they're really restructuring. Yeah, and also no, there is something we can think of that we can go to them and acquire back some of the brands. This is what they actually do. All those brand owners that they saw, they come back and they buy and they acquire back their brand. It's something insane that it's
So,
happening.
what is your opinion, or like not just opinion, like why you are buying the accounts and you're helping other people to sell these accounts? And to my understanding, what are you doing? Like, are you flipping them, or like you're trying to grow them? Because based on everything you said, to buy a lot of accounts doesn't make any sense. But you are doing it. So, what is the
Okay,
purpose of your
so
actions in this case?
Yeah, it's look. First of all, we need to separate the things. But those aggregators, they actually bought entire running businesses and brands. Okay, each one of them, it's a lot of operational and management and a lot of things involved. And we are not doing exactly the same thing. Okay, so as I mentioned first, we consider Amazon stores as assets, okay? Now we are acquiring stores, but not always with a running business, with a running brand, okay? So it's just a store, okay? Now, since we value this as assets and we have the confidence to keep them up and running and keep them alive, we are building our portfolio of assets. So we let's say if you would be a real estate agent and you have investors and you buy the investors are telling you buy 100 apartments during 2024. Okay, so you're gonna go and buy. You're gonna see what's good for you, what's suitable for your investment for your needs, and you're just gonna buy them. Okay, in 2025 you're gonna sell them over and flip them. This is exactly what we do. The thing is that people don't understand the value of it, and they don't value it the same way. We value this just like buying apartments. So we are acquiring accounts, running them and keeping them alive, not necessarily to do profit, but for us, it's assets. So we have portfolio of accounts, high value accounts, accounts that are have very high potential to generate and run businesses in the future. and and later on we sell them to people that are interested to let's say launch new brands or start on Amazon and all these type of things, and they come to us and we flip them. We're not brokering. We're not doing any as you know, like we're not connecting buyers and sellers. We actually acquire them. Okay. Thing is that we also don't have investors. We're actually acquiring them from our own money, that we've been building our cash flow and portfolio of accounts for over 4 years already.
That's awesome because you found the way where, like, I have people that want to sell, I have people that want to buy, and that's the model I am arbitraging them in between each other, because for them it's super hard to find each other and nobody trusts each other, and you know how to vet
Yeah.
accounts and sell accounts and make it work. So what would be your best or favorite recommendation for those people that are acquiring accounts and for those people that are selling accounts?
Okay. So first of all,
Outside of everyone that you everything you already mentioned.
Isabella, the digital world today is very attractive, but at the same time, it's very dangerous. Okay, a lot of people, I see them every day because I am there every day. A lot of people are um, uh, let's say pretending to sell accounts or pretending to buy accounts, but they do harmful things to account owners. So make sure, like, first of all, that you're talking to real people. You mentioned just a few seconds ago that we take the buyer and the seller and we do this arbitrage thing. The thing is that we come with a lot of experience in it on Amazon, and that's what gives you as a buyer confident on how to do and what to do. And especially with Amazon, if you do some mistakes when you sell an account, you might just burn the entire deal, and it's too bad. Like you're losing $10,000. Okay. What I want to say, just make sure that you talk to real people, that you're not just chatting and giving money or giving your account to somebody over the screen. Okay. Just make sure that because I can tell you, and I've seen it many times. You talk to somebody and he's pushing, and online a lot of people have many uh, techniques of convincing people, but that's wrong. Just make sure that you're dealing with very people, real people, and people you can trust. You have some recommendations. Let me give you another thing very important. Um, don't don't tempt to sell so fast. Okay, try do some research. Make sure you get the best offer. Why it is very important because it's you will see that sometimes you have some hidden points in your account that can actually get you better money. Okay, so that's something we want to make sure that some people have some important things on their account, but they don't know. They have opened the account some time ago. Amazon gave them some good features that you cannot see. So just do your own research and make sure that you know what you're selling. Okay, that's about who sells the account. Anybody who buys the account, first of all, again, make sure that you're not paying to somebody or not paying without seeing anything. Make sure you look at what you're gonna buy. That's something very important. Um, Another thing, pay a little bit more to get security. A lot of people want to pay less, but um, they are going to lose the store because of things that they didn't know how to audit. So just appreciate your money and not just pay maybe less amount or less cash on your on account you need, but then you find yourself trapped into issues that you didn't realize you're running into them. I can I can give you a lot of more many more tips, but it is important to make sure you know what you're buying, make sure you know who you're dealing with. It is very important. That's what I see. I see a lot of people coming and talking in forums or contacting us and saying we did some bad transaction, we need help, just do your homework before you get yourself into something and paying money online to people you don't know. That's something important.
Makes sense. Okay, sounds great. And the last question that I always ask people that I'm interviewing is, if it will be just one thing to the end of your life that you will be able to do, what this thing will be.
Um, I learn. It's very nice question. I learn about it every day. But the best way to get something in my life is to give to others. So I like to give to others and give, make people happy, give other joy, and that's what gives me the best. So I would just give away whatever I can if it was the last thing I'll do in my life. But also maybe jump from a plane,
But you can
like
jump on from the
fishing.
plane every single day, right? So it's just, if it's just one thing you're gonna do every single day,
No,
all day long.
no, something like something excitement. If you're talking about excitement, but I would take off any fear in my life, because I feel like fear is adding barriers and limits to anything in life. So if you're not fear, you're gonna get far. So stop fearing doing. Stop being afraid of doing big things and go big and explore and take risk. It's good take risk. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, there is no courage without fear. I agree
Yeah.
with you here. Israel, thank you so much for being here today in a podcast. Guys, if you want to, or when you decide to sell your account or buy account that is vetted, that is 100% guaranteed with being clear insights, healthy, and good account health, and nothing is going on the backgrounds. If you don't know how to vet the accounts, Israel and AIA Assets will help you out, and the links to their resources are below. Israel, thank you again for being here today.
Thank you so much, Isabella. It was nice talking to you. By the way, AIA stands for Amazon Intelligent Accounts. Okay,
Oh,
so that's something that's how I came up to this. However, just type AIA assets, you should be able to find me. Thank you so much. I hope I was helpful, but I'm open to give any information for anybody who contacts me. Just to give information, and hopefully I'm gonna be able to help. Thank you so much.
I love it. Given, be given before taken. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.